Oops. Hey, I'm here. Oh boy. Let me reset this there. Okay. I was upstairs. Well, let me right here. Woo! Look at this right here. This is the lower part of our house. And I have upstairs is my studio that I'll be moving into here in a couple weeks. My son used to live there and he's moved out, so I'm taking over. But I was up there trying to find something I wanted to show you. So I'm sorry if you were like, huh, what happened to Kurt? Did he fall asleep? Well, I'm here. My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this is our Wednesday afternoon live. We get together every Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and we always take a look and draw a portrait. So I am really happy to be here with you today, and we are going to review and go over the Andrew Loomis method of drawing the head. And I'll tell you what I was looking for, actually. Let's see if it's right here. No? Okay. Well, all I have for you is I wanted to show you this little piece of paper. This is actually about one of 5 pieces of paper of notes. I'll hold it up to the camera here of pages that I went through to teach myself step by step how to do the head, and I used Andrew Loomis's method along with a couple other people's method. And what I did was I actually wrote out a step by step process for myself in order to really capture the idea of drawing a head. And you know, when I finally did that, just tried to make a little manual. And then at the early stages, started to go through that over and over to really get those ideas in my head. It really did help. So I'm not sure if I shared this last week or not, but if I did, it's good to hear it again. If this is the first time, I would really recommend that you go through that process. I want to show you this other sheet I have here. This is something I drew a little while ago. And this also really highlighted Andrew Loomis's process of drawing the head from his book called The Fun with Pencil. And we're going to go over this again right now in order to help you just to kind of get comfortable with the basics, okay? So let's get started here. We are live, so if you do have any questions, please just put them in the chat, and I will be happy to answer them. Let me just throw a hello in there. Great. Kevin and Pamela is here. Let's get rolling with this, okay? So let's see here. Let me get my screen so you could see it. And I will stop babbling and get to work here, right? That's what we've all come here to do. Okay, let me take that down for a second. And we're going to take that down. So let's go over. Do I have the book? Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, hold on. I want to reference this if I have to. Because don't you love how I just kind of like go, just swing the other. Hold on, I got to get an extra chair here. A little orthodox, but we get the job done, right? Okay. Okay, so let's do this. All right, get a piece of paper out, and we'll get started. Let's go ahead and just start with, I want you just to draw three circles, okay? 3 circles. So we're just gonna, and they don't have to, they can be any shape. Don't, just enjoy it, all right? Just any shape, all right? So there's There's one. All right, any shape. Look at that. Then let's go ahead and draw a center line. This is the line that will go straight down the center of the face. Okay, so let's come over here. We'll do this one like this, and we're going to call this A, B, and C. All right. All right, there's B. And we'll put C just like that. Oh, guess what I'm doing right now? I'm kind of breaking my number one rule to draw lightly. Okay, so you want to draw lightly. Try and draw as lightly as you can. Okay, let's go ahead and put a line across that's going to be for our brow line. Okay, brow line goes right through the top here. So let's just say we're going to do this. And then down here we will do this. And then over here we will do straight across right down the center, okay? All right, let's go ahead and draw a circle for, this is about where our nose is going to go. And this is like a 3/4 view. So I want to show more, look, I want to show more on this side than that side over there, okay? All right, B, and if you're new to drawing heads, this is a great way just to practice doodling when you have time, okay? All right. All right, let's go ahead and put that in there, and we'll put this one down below, and this one down below. Okay, let's get our ears in. Now, our ears are going to go on the side of the head, and they're going to come over here, probably, right? They'll be up here. And they'll be down here. You might see one over there as well. All right. Let's go ahead and draw a mask. A mask will help us, like a superhero mask. That will help us to position the eyes a little bit. So we're going to come around here. Something like this. Come over here. Okay. Let's get some cheeks. Cheeks are there. All right, next, let's get the barrel of the mouth. That comes around here like this. Barrel of the mouth, it's going to be down there. This makes up this area right along here, okay? Drop your chin in. Am I going too fast, or is this okay? I think we're okay. Chin there. Chin there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some eyes in now. So our eyes are going to come across here. So we'll, oops, put a little dot there maybe. And you want these to be a little bit on the cartoony side, because what we're trying to do is just get a feel for things, get an idea of where things are falling. All right, let's keep going here. Let's go ahead and jump in and sharpen up some of these noses here, okay? So with our nose, I start with a keystone shape. And that's gonna bring me out like this. And we're gonna turn the corner here like that. Let's come down here, do that down here. Keystone shape. Come like this, and then we're gonna turn the corner there. Keystone shape. Okay. Let's get some of these nostrils in place. So, you know, I'm just kind of doing this sort of thing. Okay, lips. Now we're gonna come over here to A, and I put like a quarter of the lip right there where the barrel of the mouth comes in contact with the cheeks, you see? And then we're gonna come up. Hey, Geraldine, come up a little bit of a dip, and then down on the other side there. Let's do it. Let's come down here to this guy. We're going to come up, a little bit of a dip, and down the other side. Up, a little bit of a dip, and then down to this side here. And you could add just a little bit of tone to that top lip. And then we're not really going to draw the bottom lip. We're just going to hit up the shadow underneath. So I'm just going to kind of come like that. Okay, let's hit up these ears here. So we're going to come up like this. Let's do it down here. Here's like this letter C. We put another slight C like this. And then we turn it into like the letter T. You see that? That shows overlap. Hey, Mr. John, what is up, my friend? This little tab here, I don't know what this is called. But then you get this Y shape in the top of the ear there. All right, this one is going to be the same. Okay, let's go ahead and get the jaw in. So we're going to drop down a little bit from the corner. And then we're just going to swing this around like that. And on this side, we're going to do the same. Drop down the jaw. It's going to come around. Drop down the jaw. That's going to come around. Okay, last thing we'll do, get the temple. The temple is going to be right about there, and then this is going to come around like this, you see? Come right here. This is where the temple is going to be. It's going to swing around. Temple is going to be over here. And then this one, temple's going to be here, swing around. So those are the basic components of a head. So what I would recommend is that I would sit down and actually watch the beginning. Once we're done, bring up this video again, and just kind of in your sketchbook, you might draw like maybe 7 or 10 heads. And then on each one, keep adding one more step until you get this process down that you could just keep going back to. And you will find that to have a ritual process of drawing the head, how much that will help, right? All right, let's get into our picture now. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger here. Let me slide this over. And if you need to get this picture, it's in our Facebook group. So I would jump over there. There's a link in the description, and you could find that in a post. And I would definitely check that out. Okay, here we go. So first thing I want to do is create the overall shape of it. Okay, overall shape of the head. And I like to think of, when I'm drawing this, let's do this here. All right, when I start to draw a head, I always look to one side. Where is the straight or is it curved? So in this case, I'm looking at this thing right here, okay? That's what I'm looking for. And draw lightly here. So let's just kind of come in here. All right, so there's my curve right there. Now, next thing I want to do is establish where the back of the head is. And I also want to kind of establish where the top is and where the bottom is. Those are my key points here, okay? So let's see now. I've got this curve, so I'm gonna say it right about there, all right? So then my top of the head might be right about there. And the bottom is gonna be right about there, maybe. So let's just kind of make our way around. Okay, so there's a general shape of my head. I'm going to erase these marks because they were only to help me get an idea of the overall shape. Okay, let's look at the next one. Let's look at our brow line. Look, our brow line's coming this way here. Okay, so let's put that in. So we're going to come down here and lightly. And then right here, that's where his temple is, okay? So this is the back of his head, this is his temple, and that's the side. Let's see if we can get an accurate measurement there. So there's the side, right? And I'm gonna go right there. Okay, I'm gonna very lightly draw that oval onto my picture, but extremely lightly. All right. Where is the center line? This is the center line right there, okay? So that's the mark I'm looking for. All right, now here's your first measurement you want to think of. I'm going to put this in green so you can see it. Hairline to the brow line, bottom of the nose, down to the chin. Those are all thirds, okay? Those are all thirds. So let's try and get that there. So we're going to bottom of the nose roughly, bottom of my chin, and that hairline right about there. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to erase these big areas here of reference, and we're going to start right here at the nose and start working our way down just a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that gabella, and don't go for the detail, just go for the big construction. This is kind of the bridge of his nose. Okay, now look at that shape of that nostrils coming up. So we gotta make sure we get that nostril in like that, and I'm keeping it light. And then the other side, I can see the nostrils sticking out there. We'll come back in and add more detail. Just trying to get the pieces. Okay, look at this eye line here. Now his eyes are coming up this way. Coming down over here. Okay. Those cheeks. Look at this. Let's get that barrel of the mouth. That's going to be helpful to us. right, chin. All right, let's take this mouth now. Okay, a lot of it's covered up by the beard, but we can get some idea here what's happening. All right, now let's drop his eyes in here. Now, the eyes usually, the pupils of the eye usually will line up with the corner of the mouth. The tear duct on the inside of the eye will line up to the outside part of the nostril. The corner of the mouth will line up with the pupil of the eye. And then when I dry my eyes, I like to think of threes. 1, 2, 3. And then when I draw the lower lid, I think of an S curve. S curve. Let's go ahead and put those in here. One, 2, and 3. S curve. I'm going to go to the other side. 1, 2. Oops, that's probably the wrong angle there. It's more it's more flat. Let me. There, I think that's better. 1, 2, and 3. And then a S curve. Okay, the whites of his eye are have a dark value to it. So I'm gonna just first drop a tone in, and then I'm gonna come in and get those pupils. Hey, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, comment. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you like cats or not. Okay. All right, here we go. Completely random question, right? All right. Let's get those upper eyelids. Now look, his eyelids are full, like he has that extra fold of skin there. So we want to make sure that we are capturing that, you see? Okay, now let's kind of follow the contour of his nose now. And if you make a little mistake, that's okay. Just own it. Just go with it. Don't worry about it. Seriously, just keep moving forward. I'm putting like I'm looking at this angled nose of his. Okay. All right, so this is going back for his nostrils there, right? And ooh, look at that. I see a mistake that I made. I made my eyes too close together, but you know, I'm gonna own it. I'm just gonna keep moving on, okay? I can already tell I've made those eyes too close together. Now, look at those eyes. Look at the eyes. Look at the like the lower eyelid. It's catching light and it goes in shadow, catches light and then goes under shadow. So watch this. Catches light. See that stair stepping going on there? And then this leads right up into that eyebrow. I'm looking at this this negative space here. Just keep keep focusing on the construction. Don't worry about what it looks like. And as long as we're on it, let's get the other one in as well. And look, observe carefully now. Look at the thickness of that eyebrow. Starts like right in the middle of his pupil. You see that? It lines up right in the middle there. Now this, if you feel the feel the temples of your eye, and you can feel this what they call the visor. This keeps like when things are falling from the sky, it will keep them out of your eyes, right? So you could kind of see that here. Look at this. You see that going on down there? Let's put that in. It's kind of like the edges of that mask, of that superhero mask. This is going to come around like this, and this one's going to come around like this. Okay, let's move down here. Let's keep going forward. Let's start thinking about this beard. So I'm going to start right in the center of his mustache, and I'm thinking mass. So I'm drawing a slight circle, a slight oval. So let's just think of this as almost a wave coming down here. All right, then we're going to have his bottom lip there. Bottom of the beard there. Okay, so let's see. Let's get the, I'm going to get the overall outline of this beard. So it's coming down like this. I'm kind of looking at this, right in here, right in there. What's that negative space? What is that negative space like? Okay, let's get his ear in now. Here's the bottom. Let's make a horizontal line for a measurement in our mind. Okay, the bottom of his nose lines up with the bottom of his ear. And then the top of his ear, where's that line? Oh, that lines up right with the top of his eye there. And that has a pretty dark value, so we could just drop in a nice even value there. All right, let's kind of walk around the rest of his forehead here. So we're kind of coming up here, and I still have this is my mark where the hairline is going to go. So let's just kind of make our way around like we're going on a tour of his forehead here. I'm going to close that window. Hold on. All right. He's back. He's back. All right, here we go. All right, we're kind of making a tour of this hairline, and he's coming down. All right, that brings us down there. Look, we've got a little tuft right there. All right, let's work our way around the outside here. Just slowly making my way around it. You know, the key here, the key to getting good at this is repetition. That's it. It's not, there's no magic. There's no magic sauce. It's just practice. And I know that is the way that anyone can do this. All right, let's get some of his shirt in here now. Okay, so what I'm looking at back here is just, look at that. Look at this negative shape back here. So let's see here. All right, let's come all the way down here now. I think I may have made his beard just a little bit too big. But Right in there. You see that neck? Let's get that neck in. Okay. This is going to be a straight almost. I'm looking at this shape of his collar here. And then I'm just going to follow along the shirt. Look at this line here. Okay. And I'm going to jump to the other side. There's that line. And right here is the other side of the collar coming down like this. Okay. Okay, let's do this now. Let's go ahead and we can add some tone to this. So I'm going to squint my eyes. I'm going to squint my eyes and look at my picture, and I'm going to ask myself, I'm going to just use two values, and I'm going to say, where is dark and where is light? I mean, it's a simple question to ask, and for you just have to apply that. So let's say I'm just going to come in here and go, okay, that's going to be, all that's going to be dark, and I'm still not drawing completely dark yet. I just want to get two values. Two values. Okay, let's work on this hair a little bit now. Let's think of his hair as we are going to model it out of clay. All right, so I'm going to think of, like, you're going to add clay, big slabs of clay, you know, and you might end up doing something like this. See? And then what would this look like? Maybe it's like this. All right, so you're thinking of it as mass. That's what we're thinking of it. So let's see here. We're going to come down here. Okay, I'm thinking of thickness now. Thinking of overlap. Look at the side of his head's coming over here. Now, this is interesting. Look at the direction of his hair over here. And then this has another grouping here. How far does this come down? All the way down to his eye there. Gets a little bit darker underneath there. We got this tuft coming around. All right, I'm going to move straight down into his beard now. Still thinking of this as mass. Okay, his whole mouth region is so much darker back here. So let's... And then let's darken in this upper lip. Okay. All right. Think of his beard as having some depth underneath, right? A lot of shadow underneath here. So his beard is white. So let's that means we've got to darken in the skin just a little bit. And I'm really going in, adding a darker value to this whole side of the face almost. If you're using a kneaded eraser, you can even go back in and pull out some highlights if you need to. Just going into working in some lights and darks in his eyes. Okay, let's get very lightly. Let's hit up some of these wrinkles in his head and really think of how they're going across there. And okay. And all I'm doing really is just kind of adding some surface lines here to really kind of capture what I like going on. Kind of mixing between surface lines and shadow value. Okay. I think it's going to do it for today. All right. Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this has been our Wednesday afternoon live draw of drawing this gentleman's head. All right? Go out there, make your day great. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.